Mortgage rates in Canada, they're at a turning point right now. And what happens next could save you tens of thousands or cost you more than the last rate spike, because this isn't a normal market anymore. And if you're waiting for the right time, you can miss it completely. Let's go. Everyone today is asking the same question. Where are mortgage rates going? Are we heading back to 4% or are we staying higher for longer? Because depending on what happens, this changes everything. Your payment, your affordability, and whether you make the right move or the wrong one. But here's the truth. No one knows exactly where rates are going. Not me, not your bank, not the headlines. But once you understand what actually drives mortgage rates, you stop guessing and you start making better decisions. There are two forces that control mortgage rates inside of Canada. And if you understand these, you're gonna understand the game. Number one, the Bank of Canada. This controls short-term rates, which directly affect your variable rate mortgages. Number two, the bond market. This controls your long-term rates, which drive fixed rate mortgages. That's it. Two levers. Now, here's what happened over the last couple of years. The Bank of Canada raised their rates unprecedentedly aggressively from near zero to over 5%. Why? To fight inflation, because inflation got out of control. At one point, close to 10%. So they had to slow everything down. And the way they do that is by making money more expensive, which is exactly what happened. Now here's what changed by them doing that. Inflation has started to come down from those highs to around the 3% range. And that matters because when inflation drops, the pressure to keep rates high, it starts to ease. And that's where we are right now today, at that turning point. But here's where most people get it wrong. They think if inflation is falling, rates should drop fast. And that's not how this works. The Bank of Canada, they move very slowly, very carefully, based on data, and they don't rush because they don't want inflation coming back. So instead of sharp cuts, what the market is expecting, it's gradual moves, small rate cuts over time, not a sudden drop. Now, what does that mean for mortgage rates today? It means we're likely entering a range, not a crash, not another spike, a range. If the economy stays stable, jobs stay strong, and inflation keeps cooling, mortgage rates likely settle somewhere in the mid to high 5% range. Not 4%, not 8%, somewhere in the middle. Now, could rates drop into the 4% range? Yeah, they could, but only if the economy weakens fast. Higher unemployment, lower spending, more fear. That's what's gonna force rates down quickly. But right now, that's not the base case. Now here's the biggest mistake that consumers are making today. They try to time the market. They wait, they delay, they say, I'll buy when rates drop. But here's what actually happens. When rates drop, more buyers jump into the pool. It increases competition, prices go up, and suddenly you're not saving any money. You're just competing harder in multiple offers. Let me make this simple. A 1% drop in rates increases buying power significantly, which means more people are going to qualify, which means more demand, which means more upward pressure on prices. So waiting for lower rates, it does not guarantee a better deal. If your entire plan depends on rates dropping, you don't have a strategy, you have a hope. And hope does not pay the bills, and hope is not a strategy. Now let's make this very real. Someone buys today. Rates are around 4.9%. They lock in. Rates drop lower to 4.5%. They refinance. They lower the payment. They move forward. Now flip it. Someone waits. Rates drop. But now there are more buyers, more competition, higher prices. They didn't save money. They just delayed their decision. The same market, a different outcome. Here's the shift in all of this. Most people try to predict rates. Smart homeowners prepare for both outcomes. That's the difference. Because instead of asking, what will rates do? You need to ask, what's my plan when rates go up or down? That's how you stay in control. So what should you focus on when you're shopping for your mortgage? Buy when it makes sense for your life, not just the market. Structure your mortgage properly so you have flexibility, and then build in options, because options is what's going to protect you, not predictions. And if you want help mapping out your strategy based on today's rate, there's links below. where we can walk you through your numbers and build a plan that works no matter what happens next. Most Canadians, they don't lose money because of the rates. They lose money waiting for certainty that never shows up. Mortgage rates are not crashing. They're not exploding. They're adjusting. You don't have a rate problem. You always are going to have a strategy problem. Book that strategy call below. And when you're done with this one, go watch last video I did where I break down fixed versus variable rate mortgages. I'll see you there.